The Walt Disney Company used to be known as a company you never wanted to be on the wrong end of a lawsuit. But in the modern era, it seems like they're always getting sued. In an interesting turn of events, this time Disney is catching strays from the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit. Or rather, lawsuits, I should say. This time because allegedly Ryan Reynolds, otherwise known as the husband of Blake Lively, based a character in Deadpool and Wolverine on Justin Baldoni. Or at least that's what Justin Baldoni's lawyers are trying to intimate. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. We didn't think that we would be talking about Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni.
Oh my goodness.
It appears that they have wandered into our area here. Disney, caught in legal crossfires as Justin Baldoni accuses Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool team of mocking him with nice pool character. Actor demands Disney's internal communications. This by HT Counter over there from That Park Place. What a hangry fellow he is. And I want to say thank you very much to that new author over there on That Park Place. Let's read a little bit here. The ongoing legal battle of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni took a strange turn this week as Baldoni's lawyer got Disney and Marvel involved in the drama-filled mess. He's trying to draw parallels between Baldoni and the character of Nice Pool, played in Deadpool and Wolverine by Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, and he's demanding Disney's internal communications to prove it. Okay, so this is an odd spot because I have yet to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I decided I was going to skip this one because I saw the first Deadpool, and I don't know if you guys know this. It's filthy. It puts Deadpool in some ways in the LGBT spectrum, but I would argue not in a woke way, more in a played for laughs kind of way. And I just kind of skipped the second and third one. I hear they're less vulgar than the original, which was a funny thing to say, but also still vulgar. So can you guys, I don't know if we need to worry about spoilers for a film that's at least 6 months old here, but can you explain what Nice Pool is for anyone who maybe has no idea who that is?
The polar opposite of Deadpool. He's very kind. He's constantly giving. He sacrifices himself. He is doesn't seem like there's any self-interest involved in the character. And he language wise, he's the polar opposite. I mean, in every single way, the polar opposite of Deadpool. It's fantastic.
Okay. So Deadpool and Wolverine deals with the multiverse and the characters of Deadpool and a version of Wolverine from one of these universes are thrust into a universe where people are discarded, and that's where they come upon Nice Pool driving, I believe, a Honda Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken. And
I think that's exactly right.
Nice Pool Honda Odyssey that we hear about some big fight in a Honda Odyssey.
Yeah, it was pretty
funny. Indeed.
So is now here is in Justin Baldoni. I knew him because my wife was a big fan of Jane the Virgin. And he played Raphael on that show, and he was supposed to be the nice guy who ends up in a unusual situation. I don't know how that turned out in the end because it was a primetime soap, probably over on the CW. So I'm going to say I had no idea what was going on here with the movie that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni did for Sony. Definitely a different studio than Disney. But some of the accusations that are coming out, I just need some points of clarity here. Is Nice Pool just supposed to be a joke kind of nice, where he's actually a sexist dirtbag?
No.
Yeah, no. I think he is played sincerely, but obviously it's parody. Yeah. Parody of what I think is very ambiguous, and it's interesting that Baldoni would believe that character were him, because I think you alluded to some ungentlemanly behavior by such a person. At least,
I wasn't necessarily accusing Justin Baldoni of anything here, but some of the rumors out there is that someone that maybe they're basing Nice Pool off of a different person here. But I was hearing the accusation that someone is a fake feminist, a male feminist, which I've often heard the phrase "never trust a male feminist." Here,
seems like
there are some other actors that come to mind in this place where it's like they're very nice about things, but you can tell it comes from a very self-centered kind of niceness, like a look at me, I am so nice kind of way. But let's continue. In case you've missed it, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is about the only thing Marvel has going for it these days in terms of ventures that aren't a black hole money sink. Part and parcel with Deadpool, of course, is Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that here. Deadpool and Wolverine was a wild box office success, featuring Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and a host of other celebrities, some more overt than others, it seems. One of those, which flew by the radar, was the character of Ladypool, later revealed to have been played by Blake Lively. Then there was Nicepool, a handsome man bun self-identified feminist with an ear huggy. What is an ear huggy? Is that another name for a man bun? And unsolicited opinions on healing inner trauma. Wonderful. This character is, according to Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Justin Baldoni, although actually played by Ryan Reynolds. Currently, Lively and Baldoni are engaged in a legal battle over claims that he was forcibly unkind to her in a non-romantic romantic way during the production of their film It Ends With Us. Is that an apocalyptic film, like a apocalyptic survival film? Have you guys seen this one?
I would not see a heavily male feminist driven film. So
well, maybe.
Apparently it's a romance or drama, if I'm not mistaken.
But is it set against the it says It Ends With Us. Isn't that the one it like and there are like mushroom clicker people that attack you if you make a sound? Oh no, I must be thinking of something else. The proceedings have gotten quite messy, with multiple lawsuits and countersuits being thrown around. Here is where it gets a little bit bizarre. Interesting. In his own words, while talking to Megyn Kelly, this is interesting. By the way, this is the lawyer's own words. What I make of that is, if your wife is harassed, why don't you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni? There's no question it relates to Justin. I mean, anybody that saw that hair bun.
It's true.
I've had long hair in my life, never enough to put it into a man bun. I tried it out during COVID. Yeah.
I tried to do a top knot one time, but I never did one of these man bun weirdnesses. So yeah, because if you're male, if you're masculine, you only put your hair up for a couple of reasons. One, to ride a motorcycle. Two, to ride a horse. Otherwise, it's just in service of not getting yourself killed while working at whatever employment you have. Those are the only reasons to put your hair up as a man. So there you go.
I believe you. And my hair gets real wavy when it grows out anyways. So here's where it relates to Disney. On January 7th, Friedman issued a litigation hold letter to Marvel boss Kevin Feige and Disney CEO Bob Iger. The letter, connected to potential legal action against Ryan Reynolds, Lively, and others, demands that Disney and Marvel preserve all relevant records. Specifically, the letter requests that Disney and Marvel safeguard materials concerning the creation of the Nicepool character, including all communications tied to the character's development, writing, and filming. It also demands preservation of records that could suggest any intent to use the character to mock, harass, or intimidate Baldoni. So my question to you guys is, what purpose could it serve to prove that they were making fun of Justin Baldoni?
Well, I think Baldoni's going to be engaged in some offensive lawfare to try to show that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively aren't exactly the nicest people in the world, and largely what she's been stating about him in the press. At this point, it's press war, because I doubt there'll be any legal ramifications between the two financially. So this right now is a press war. The unfortunate situation is Baldoni may not realize that he's engaged in a lawfare situation with a billionaire, because Ryan Reynolds is a billionaire. So, I think
he's also one of the few bankable stars that Hollywood still has left.
Very true.
I do think that there's a case here to be made. If I'm on Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's side right here, Ryan Reynolds has a sterling public reputation that can very quickly be taken away from him if it turns out that he is in petty spats with someone, or that his wife accused Justin Baldoni, and if it turns out to be false, I think that gets real nasty for them real quick with his current audience.
Look back at what happened with Will Smith. I mean, it's all of it can go away very quickly. So,
What's interesting? The Will Smith one, I think that smacking Chris Rock is something that there's I don't want to say that there's two sides. I don't want to say that it's acceptable behavior, but there is a part of the audience that could view that as, oh, he's defending his wife's honor. But when it came down to it, he was perceived as basically a kept man, as opposed to being a real man. He looked like a stooge, like, oh, my wife is mad, so now I need to stand up. He ended up looking both weak and unstable at the same time. I don't know how Ryan Reynolds ends up looking at the end of all of this. I don't think that this. I don't know. This one doesn't seem like it plays to conservative or non-traditional values, other than if it turns out that his wife is abusing Baldoni, and that's the second time I've been in that area. So let me point out the other side for Justin Baldoni. This is the end of his career if he doesn't defend himself by getting on the wrong side of the closest thing to a Hollywood power couple that, like, say, Marvel has right now. I don't know. I don't know enough about Blake Lively. As far as I'm concerned, she is a pretty blonde girl. I haven't seen much as far as acting ability from her. There's been, I did watch Avengers Age of Adeline, and I got to say the only reason I watched that was because of Harrison Ford being in it. It's kind of a flat movie when you think if Adeline is supposed to be the main character, that being Blake Lively's character. By the way, the bit about that is that she's a woman who never ages, and so they got the guy who did the Harrison Ford impression to play a young version of Harrison Ford, and it turns out that she is engaged to Harrison Ford's son or something like that, and he meets her and is like, "Oh, it's this mysterious woman from my past." The plot sounds more interesting than the movie itself, though, because it's, that's a slog right there. Guys, do you think that there is any reason for Disney to actually respect the communication request here from Justin Baldoni's people? Vash, you haven't got to chime in much on this one. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, that's the thing. Usually at the end of films, you'll see that any depictions or descriptions that maybe somebody could connect or reference to somebody else is just, coincidence, and, there was no intent involved here. I believe that legal statement was at the end of the credits for Deadpool and Wolverine. It usually covers everything. I mean,
are you talking about the any resemblance to real peoples,
right,
or is there a special one for Deadpool?
Well, no, I think it's just the same legal language
Yeah.
That's been used in films in the past. I believe Deadpool has its own version of that at the end of its credits right there. So as far as, Disney placating Baldoni, I don't know if there's, I don't know if there's much impetus to do that, or much initiative to do that on Disney's part right there. So I don't know. I just, I'm not really seeing this going much of anywhere. And look, I mean, I looked at the New York Times article on Blake Lively's accusations and so forth. Looked at a couple of articles. Yeah, it's definitely between them. I don't know if he's going to be successful in getting Ryan Reynolds roped into all of this, and Disney by association.
Yeah. For me, I don't see why Disney needs to be brought into this. I also don't see what the point of trying to say that Deadpool had anything to do with it, other than what was it, the highest grossing film of last year, or was that Inside Out too? Anyways,
I think it ended up being Inside Out too.
Erica is out there. Erica, I'm glad you enjoyed Age of Adeline. I'm going to say it wasn't for me.
Sweet Adeline.
Yep. And I don't miss an opportunity to say Avengers Age of Adeline. Go and Shogi for 199. You also put your hair up to keep it out of food. Yes.
I don't have to do that. I just push it back.
Yeah. During COVID, I wanted to answer the question of what would I look like with long hair. I did, and had it for a little while, and then decided, nope, that's not what I am going to do. But after seeing what Culture's up to, maybe. Although I think compared to Culture, mine would probably grow out as opposed to down.
Oh yeah, no. If when I get out of the shower, and if I don't properly dry my hair right away with a towel, I end up with like thousands of curls. I look very Norwegian.
And so why do you treat your hair then? Why would you not want to look like a Norwegian?
Well, I don't usually have a problem looking Norwegian-y. But no, it's wild. And I really, it tangles quite easily, and then it damages the hair, and then I don't get the length out of it that I'm looking for.
Joseph Frosghost. Picture it didn't happen, Jonas.
That's true. I would love to see Jonas with long hair, having seen him actually in person. So I think
yeah. It wasn't that long. It was just long for me.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.